What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching Bumblebee's Journey. This is just the web series where we talk about the Bumblebee solo film in the Transformers cinematic universe. This is episode number 22, and I'm sure by now you guys have read the title, The One Thing That'll Make the Bumblebee Movie Good. There could be a number of things, but for me, there's really only one thing. It's kind of like a wish list. Something that I really want to see that'll really make me feel that, okay, this was actually a really good movie. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm actually quite optimistic about it just because we're getting a brand new direction, Travis Knight as a director, and it just feels like it's going to be a good movie just because of what I've seen so far. But anyways, I'll tell you that in just a moment. What I want to waka 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 was like Pac-Man waka. Anyways, what I want to talk about is about this recent video that was put out from YouTube channel Ask Anything Chat, and this is one of those channels where, or rather, video series where the celebrities get to ask questions sent in by the fans. So in this case, it's from Bumblebee Movie lead star Hailee Steinfeld, who plays Charlie in the movie. And one of the question is, how badass is Bumblebee? And she goes on talking about, well, Bumblebee's really badass. But she goes on to talk about how the number one thing that makes this film great is actually the human connection. Is the connection between Charlie and Bumblebee. And it really shows you that emotional connection between the two. It has a lot of heart. And actually, I thought that was really important. That actually really stood out to me because one thing that really made the first one great was actually that heart. I felt that the first film is the best because it had a lot of heart and soul. And it's got its human story. And I know a lot of people feel like, okay, you know, we don't want to see humans. It's a Transformers movie. We don't want to see humans. But the movie takes place on Earth. And Steven Spielberg's pitch to Michael Bay was that this is about a boy and his car. And I really like that concept, a boy and his car. This kid who's growing up and he gets his first car and he feels really excited about it. Turns out it's a robot, an alien robot. And then you have that connection, that E.T. style connection that made E.T. so great. It was a very emotional connection. And that is what made, in my opinion, Transformers great, because there's this one scene that I actually really felt that heart, and that is when Bumblebee was being captured by Sector 7, and he was so helpless because his arms were all like wrapped in like those ropes and those cables, and then Sam was also very helpless. He wanted to help him so bad. He was saying, he's not hurting anybody. Stop! Look at him. He's harmless, right? You know, I felt that. I really felt that. And then there was Steve Jablonsky's really sad score there, and that scene was really heartfelt. I mean, I felt what Sam was going through, and that was just a great scene, which really showed you that it isn't just about like glossy looking cars and explosions. I mean, there's a lot of that, but still it's a movie that has a lot of heart. And I think that is actually something that does make these films great. There's less of that in the sequels, but the first one is great because of that. You felt that human connection, and you need that human connection, and I feel that we're going to get that human connection with Bumblebee, because once again, it's about, instead of being about a boy in his car, it's about a girl in his car. And I'm really excited to see that, because I actually really like Hailee Steinfeld. She's like my Women Crush Wednesdays. But like she's just very confident in a lot of the roles that she plays. She's quirky, and I really like that about her as an actress, and I'm excited to see her in a Transformers film. All right, so that is something that'll make that film good. But that's not what I think that will make this film really great, okay? Now, Bumblebee, I'm going to get into this. So Bumblebee feels like, to a lot of people, it feels like a one-off film. Like, you know, we do know it's a prequel. It's set in 1986 or 1988 or something like that. Set in the 80s. Bumblebee is a Volkswagen Bug. And this is essentially a film that takes place before the events of all the 5 Michael Bay films. Essentially, it's the events that takes place right before, or not right before, but the only film that takes place before the 2007 first Transformers film. So, there's a lot of things that could definitely make this film good. Okay, now obviously, you know, acting, directing, good action, you know, good Transformers moments, you know, moments that really make you think like, oh, this is really cool. This is something different. It's something that Michael Bay's never done before, and this is something that is straight out of the cartoons. You know, things like that. You know, like references to the source material and having a whole lot of robot action. But like, to me, all that stuff is all going to be there. It's all going to be there because we've seen a lot of the Transformers films, and I know a lot of people, despite how they feel about Transformers Last Night, there's actually a pretty large handful of people who still like a lot of those films. And those are the things that I've mentioned are still a lot of those things that actually make those films great, at least to them, right? So all those things are going to be in there because in the tradition of, you know, Michael Bay produced Transformers films. But there's one thing that I really feel that'll really make this film great. And that is, here's something that I really want to see happen. I really want to see this happen. And they need to make this happen, okay? And I hope they make it happen. And that is, at the end of the movie, first of all, there's going to be a big climactic battle. Obviously, there's going to be a big climactic battle. Some explosions. It's not directed by Michael Bay, so it's not going to be massive explosions, but there are going to be some explosions. There's going to obviously be a car chase. You know, it's there are 4 Transformers in it, so it'll most likely be a big one-on-one battle or something like that. But, you know, it's going to have like this big climactic finale, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. But at the end of the movie, the one thing that makes you think a movie is great is like not just the final act of the film, but the lasting impression. The lasting impression is what makes you walk out of the theater and then you go like, okay, that was actually really good. That was actually a pretty good movie. I mean, I feel good after watching that. I feel like as soon as the credits started rolling, I was like, oh, that was awesome. And it, you know, it's the lasting impression. It's what they give you in the last few moments to redeem it as a good movie, or not redeem it, but to solidify that this was a really great story. Now, this is obviously a prequel to the first Transformers film. So what they got to do, and I'm going to tell you what it is right now, they got to connect this film with the 2007 film. And how did the 2007 film start? It started off with Bumblebee as a 1987 or 1986, 1987 Camaro. They need to show Bumblebee as a Volkswagen Bug scanning that 1987 Camaro, getting a message from Optimus Prime, like in the audio, Peter Cullen's voice, telling Bumblebee, look for Sam Witwicky. Look for this kid, Sam Witwicky. And then, that's how it should end. And then he scans that 1987 Camaro. That's how it should end. And that'll make the fans go, oh man, that is awesome. I know where this is going. That's how they should make it. That's what they should do. That is exactly what will make Bumblebee give you that lasting impression that was awesome, especially if you're a fan of the previous films. So that's what they got to do. I hope they make it happen. And that's like a big suggestion to them. I know they've already filmed it, but that's what they got to do. All right, so there you have it. Which also means that this will be the end of Charlie's story. Charlie will not be a character that will go on for many sequels. It's just a one-off thing, and so that'll be the end of Charlie's character. I'm not saying she's gonna die or anything, but they go off in their separate ways. Bumblebee has to seek out Sam Witwicky at the end of the movie. And then Bumblebee tells Charlie that I have a bigger mission. That would be awesome. That's what I want to see. And that is what will make Bumblebee give you that lasting positive impression about the film. And there you have it. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's all I really got to say in this episode. Now, before I take off, I would like to give a big shout out to some really talented content creators. I want to give a big shout out to Danny Levering from the Netherlands, and I want you guys to check out his voiceover work. It's pretty good. He showed it to me. He said, Alex, you got to check this out. And I checked it out, and I actually am quite impressed. So go check it out. I'll leave you the link in the description box below. Give it a comment, give it a like, subscribe, and he's got some pretty awesome voiceover work. And also, I want to give a big shout out to John Baik. He creates Transformers short films on his YouTube channel. in a machinima style storytelling, and what I learned what that is, because I didn't know what that is actually he uses scenes or clips, or rather he produces the entire short film in video games like War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. Now I've seen this type of filmmaking before in like Halo clips, Halo videos, and GTA gameplay videos, but I've never seen it done with Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron games. So I thought that was brilliant, and he's got some really, really great content. Go check out his YouTube channel, and you will see some really, really awesome Transformers short films. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Keep up the great work, John, and I look forward to more videos from you. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace.